The beauty of Xbox One X enhanced games, XenoBlade Chronicles 2, and Star Citizen has face over IP. We'll get into it in the breakdown. What's going on, people? It's your boy DaRealMastalin, and welcome to your daily dose. And as always, before we get started, hit me with them 3 quick things real quick. First one, dial up the resolution to 4K on that like button. Subscribe here for more. Hit that notification bell so you get notified every single time I drop a video. Now let's break it down. Welcome, people, welcome. We're gonna get into it with Xbox One X. Digital Foundry has shown a bevy of new games, older games, and all their beautification, as it were, on the Xbox One X. They've shown games from Tomb Raider to Forza 7 to Path of Exile to Gears of War 4 to F1 2017, World of Tanks. They've gone all over the spectrum, and they are sadly doing a better job of selling the Xbox One X than Microsoft did at Gamescom, in my opinion. But it's good for Xbox One X. It shows what the system is capable of, and Microsoft needs to show that. I agree that they need to, I guess, let other people show that, because if Microsoft does it, then it'll get put down just like if they were the ones that initially announced the specs, because when they initially announced the specs, nobody believed it. When Digital Foundry did it, when Eurogamer did it, all of a sudden it was believable again. So I guess giving them credit for going to the sources that people will take with some, sense of credibility. Although Digital Foundry, some of the people who work there are very PlayStation centric, but overall it's a good look for them to go to outside sources, to go to the IGNs and the GameSpots and the Kotakus and all those places in order to get these sources out there for how these games look. And they look fantastic. Like, they very high-end graphical capability. The frame rates are as you expect on the console for a lot of these games. A lot of them capped at 30 FPS. Rise of the Tomb Raider, just like the PS4 Pro version, has 3 different modes, but the Xbox One X version looks so much better than the PS4 Pro. It just does. Like, it has the assets of the PC version, although the frame rate, like I said, is at 30 FPS, so the PC version will always have an advantage because the frame rate will be higher. But it looks fantastic. It shows the power of this $500 system and the capabilities that it has, from games that, like I said, that range from Gears of War 4, full 4K PC assets, but again locked at 30 FPS. Halo Wars 2, 4K PC assets. Titanfall 2, they said it hovers around 4K. I don't really know what that means, but Titanfall, I guess they'll do like they normally do and implement like a system where it's a dynamic resolution. But Titanfall 2, 4K, but that's 60 FPS. Titanfall 2, it's one of those games, very twitchy. 60 FPS is a must for that game, so I'm fine with them doing the dynamic resolution in order to maintain the solid frame rate that you need for that game, because it's fast paced. You need 60 FPS. Quantum Break, they said that's more a 1440 title. From what they've seen, it could be 4K, but it's much higher graphical fidelity, like much better textures, lighting, all that. And even Quantum Break as a whole, like even on PC, it's ridiculously demanding. So I want to see how good that'll look on the X and what improvements they can make for the console version of it. But every game they've showed so far, Forza 7, 4K, lock 60, dynamic weather, fully dynamic, not pre-baked, fully dynamic so far from what they've shown. And it's one of those things where you just have to see it to believe it. And even if you don't have a 4K TV, a lot of these games will benefit you just because your 1080p set will have all these 4K assets and it'll super sample it down, so you'll get a much better, sharper, crisper image on your 1080p TV. And that's the beauty of the Xbox One X over the PS4 Pro. The PS4 Pro, which I have one of, it doesn't make games look better fundamentally as a whole unless it is just specifically designed for it. A lot of these games that are getting Xbox One X enhancements, if you have it on the 1080p TV, it automatically puts it in a super sample mode. PS4 doesn't have that built in, and I don't know, it was just a design choice. It was them rushing something out quick because they needed to put out a more powerful console to put out with VR, because my base PS4, I play the same games with my PSVR and it's like it's jarring. I get sick, and I don't get sick with very many VR games, but PSVR is literally the only one I get sick with. Oculus, I'm good. Vive, good, but my PSVR is the only one I get sick with. Like, so I'm interested in seeing how many more games Digital Foundry goes with and how they start to roll out these things across other, internet mediums, so that Microsoft can start to show what the Xbox One X does. It's already selling well, the Project Scorpio edition. They said they're going to talk about the normal Xbox One X September sales, or sometime in September, about how they're gonna go on sale on the pre-orders for those. But Project Scorpio edition sold out everywhere within a couple hours. Demand is super high, so it'll be a good holiday season for Microsoft as far as hardware is concerned, as long as they maintain a good push for the software that's out there and the software that is coming out with the third parties. As long as they maintain a constant basis for that, I think they'll be all right. XenoBlade Chronicles 2 is a game coming to the Nintendo Switch sometime early 2018, but at Gamescom they showed approximately 40 minutes of new footage, and the game looks dope. I'm a Xenoblade fan. I have been since the first one. Xenoblade 2 with the mechs was dope, or Xenoblade Chronicles X, I'm sorry, with the mechs was dope. And I'm looking forward to Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I don't have very many games on my Switch. Like, it's pretty much my, an exclusive machine. That's how Nintendo concepts and how they push everything. It'll get very many third-party games. So Nintendo Switch is an exclusive machine. This will be one of the exclusives that I purchased for it. It's one of those games where I think it'll benefit from being on the go if I'm on a plane or whatever, which is basically the only time I use my Switch. Keep it real. So I think this will benefit fully from it. Also, Mario coming. My wife loves Mario, so that's one of the main reasons I got a Switch, was because my wife loves Mario. So Xenoblade Chronicles 2 looking dope. They haven't exactly said when it'll launch, but they said later this year. I'm gonna say that it's gonna get pushed to 2018. I don't know, but something is giving me that feeling that it's gonna get pushed to 2018. But like I said, it looks dope. I'll leave a link in the description so you can watch the full 40 minutes of gameplay. And for the final news story of today, Star Citizen has announced that they have faceover IP, which is basically you can put your facial movements into the game. So as your character is talking, your face will be the one that moves in conjunction with your character. It looks dope. It looks very impressive. They're working with a company called Faceware Technologies, and like I said, it looks like everything you would think your face would interact with on the screen. The 3D positioning, like the whole movement as you're talking and the voice is coming out, your facial movements mimicked on the screen, looks dope. It tracks your head movements via webcam. It says you need at least a 60 FPS webcam to make it happen. They said they're gonna sell one with Faceware Technologies. They haven't said how much it's going to cost or when it's going to come out, but they said they're going to sell one so that you can fully utilize this technology. It looks dope if they can implement it into a lot of more games coming forward, especially games where you create your character. The visual fidelity that you have in Star Citizen is ridiculous, and I just want this game to be the best that it can, but I also want it to actually release. Like, I want it to fully release. I want them to put out the modules in a a semi-congruent fashion, but I don't know. It's one of those games where you just have to take it in strides because it's so ambitious. I just want them to ensure that they do what they initially set out to do. I'm still excited for Star Citizen, although it is taking way longer than it needs to actually come out. But I don't expect this game to be out for at least another 2 years. Real talk, like fully released for another 2 years at the very, very earliest. Another 2 years. That's all the news I got for today. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments section of everything I covered today. Or hit me on Twitter at DaRealMastalin. Swing by the stream, mixer.com/DaRealMastalin. Broadband Bullies, it's the name of the stream squad. We just in there, we play games, against other squads, against individuals, and trust, you get that head knocked off. All will bend the knee to the kings of the north. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me. It's been your boy Mastalin, always giving you the real. Love y'all like some play cousins, and I'm out.